This is the biggest video game nerd back with another video talking about my experience buying an Xbox One in 2026, a 13-year-old console that is very outdated, and I'm also someone that doesn't own a PlayStation 5 or a Series X, but I decided to buy a last gen console instead of a current gen. And we're also not that far away from the next generation of consoles, and I have a powerful gaming PC, so why would I go and get an Xbox One? Well, I'm going to talk about that experience in this video and why it made a lot of sense for me, actually, because my Xbox One that I've had since 2015 just randomly decided to die and not turn on anymore. So I'm like, okay, I definitely need a new Xbox because despite me having a lot of games on PC, and I could pretty much any game that I can play on Xbox, I can play on PC. That is true given the fact that there are no longer Xbox console exclusives. They've pretty much all came to PC. So there's nothing that I technically can't play on my PC, and would probably be more cost effective to just buy a few of my favorite games that I did play on my Xbox instead of buying a replacement console. But despite no longer identifying as a console gamer and being mostly a PC gamer these days, there are still a lot of games that I would rather play on my Xbox One than my PC. A good example would be the gameplay that you see on the screen right now, Black Ops 1, and all of the classic Call of Duty games, for the most part, play much better on Xbox compared to PC because you have a much higher player base. The older COD games on PC are pretty much dead in comparison and just don't play nearly as good. And if you do find a server, it's like the same map 24/7 or crouch only or some dumb bullshit that I have no interest in playing. And the games are also very heavily modified, nothing like the vanilla experience that I love and I grew up with. Like, World at War is the biggest example, where if you're on PC, you get, like, 64-player servers, or really high-jump servers, where you're, like, flying in the air like you're on a jetpack. Like, it's ridiculous. But that's pretty much every Call of Duty game before Modern Warfare 2019 just plays so much better on Xbox compared to PC. And there's also a few other games that I enjoy playing that are better on console, like the first Red Dead Redemption, which technically is better on PC because you get better performance and better graphics and frame rate, but the multiplayer mode was completely cut out from the PC version. And if you guys know anything about me, one of my favorite multiplayers of all time that I love to come back to every once in a while is Red Dead Redemption 1. There are a few other ones too that I think play better on Xbox, like the first Titanfall game, Star Wars Battlefront 1, the Garden Warfare games, Plants vs. Zombies, and Battlefield Hardline was actually another game that I played on console and didn't bother with on PC because the PC version has been dead for many years. No one played on PC, but you always had a big player base on console. Well, now they're shutting down the console version, but keeping the PC version online, which still makes no sense to me because PC has nobody playing, console still does, but that's the version you're shutting down. Okay, EA's just gonna keep doing stupid things, what can you say? And then I don't even need to explain why I didn't just go ahead and upgrade to the Series X if I do still value having an Xbox console and playing certain games on there instead of PC, because of the prices. This is the first generation that we've ever had where the price increases and doesn't come down. Because when the Series X launched, it was $500, and now it's close to $700 for the base model, which I find absurd for a 6-year-old system to cost that much money when before you'd have the console cost like half of what it did, 6 years into its life cycle. So it's an easy decision. Pay $700 for a console that is going to be obsolete very soon because we're going to have a next-gen Xbox in 2027 or 2028, whatever year it's going to be very soon. So spend $700 on outdated hardware versus $120 on really outdated hardware, but it's a much better value proposition if you ask me. Now, there are rumors that they're going to add Xbox One and Xbox 360 backwards compatibility to the PC, and if that ever happens, then it's game over. Like, I'll never have any reason to have an Xbox console ever again because that was the only thing that kept me on Xbox. So I hope that happens because the games will probably look better and run better too. We'll see how the emulation works, like if it has upscaling and frame boost, because there's some games that do that for the Series X. If they expand that program, that would be really cool. Oh yeah, and I did buy my Xbox One from DK Oldies, which is a whole nother story for a whole nother day, because that was a complete shit show, and I definitely got ripped off. And I really wish I didn't have to pay the subscription anymore to play games online, especially since there's only like a handful that I do play on the Xbox that I don't play on PC. So it's not ideal, but it's better than not being able to play these games ever again, which would essentially be my alternative if I didn't get a replacement. So yeah, I bought an Xbox One in 2026, and if this one also dies, then I'm going to get another Xbox One again before I buy a Series X or whatever the next Xbox is going to be called.